Very good. Through this flower bed here, completely redid it. I planted some moss roses there, and I cut down the bee balm here because it was just too tall. I don't know if it'll come back next year or not. These poppies are going dormant for the year, and this hibiscus here has started growing, and it'll be blooming here pretty soon. These hardy lilies here are blooming. Here is primrose that's blooming. I think that's Onothera. I think it's called the ice plant. Maybe that's Lamparus, I'm not sure. And some petunias. Here's the petunias I planted. These are wave petunias. They're supposed to grow a lot, I think. Take up the whole area. And this is just about done. Here's a whole bunch of moss roses. I'm hoping that they reseed themselves. And this here is in a tray the size of just a regular plant tray. And you just take it out and you plant the whole thing as one unit. And so that's what I did. So this seed bed here, or flower bed, is going to be covered mostly with thick-leaved sedums and thick-leaved plants like that, like moss roses, things that take full sun. So I took out all of those daylilies that were right here. I might continue next year to take out the stuff, the high stuff in the front, and either move it to the back or move it somewhere else. And the honeysuckle has been blooming. And at first I didn't smell it at all, and now it's got the smelling really good, and you can just, the minute you come out the front door, you can smell it. These peonies are about done, so I'm going to cut them down. Oh, this rose here, Mr. Lincoln, smells really good. Maybe it'll be able to do better with these peonies gone and the daylilies gone. So I might cut those down. The daylilies is getting ready to bloom. And I think the loose strife here is about done blooming. Still some. And the torch lily here, red hot pokers, kniphofia. I can't say the name. It's Kniphofia or something. It's named after its founder. It's a native of South Africa. These regal lilies will be blooming pretty soon. So will these daylilies. This here is penstemon. There's more of it down here. This is a weedy thing, and I'm going to take it out and plant something else down there. I think I need to cross the border here. I need something low growing. Maybe some ground cover phlox would be good to have all along here. And these cornflowers I moved out here, Centuriae, and I just moved them here this spring. They're doing really good. And hollyhocks I moved out with them are doing really good. Down in there. I'm thinking this stackies, or bunny rabbit's ears, lamb's ears, lamb's ears, would be good out front. I used to have this years ago, and I don't know, I think it eventually died off, but here, now it's coming back, and I don't know how it came back since I didn't plant it here. I don't know how that works, but I think it'd be cool along the driveway there as a low front border. The contrast between the light green leaves and darker green plants would be good. This too, last time we were out plant shopping, this is says pincushion flower. These plants here that I planted are doing okay, despite the fact that it's so dry and hot and sunny. It's so dry right now. It's not been that long since I watered this, and yet look at it. The geraniums are taking it better than the begonias over here. They're not doing so well. We'll have raspberries here pretty soon. A lot of roses. Don't smell much. And these here are cosmos that volunteered from last year. They were growing here, and I haven't had time to dig them up, and now it's so hot that I'm not going to. I just love these yellow ones. I need to deadhead this iris here. I actually need to move it because these irises, that's the only iris out of all of these that blooms this year, which means they're not getting enough light. So I need to move them. These orange hardy lilies are nice. I like these hardy lilies. I don't know about it. There's something about this color I don't like. Maybe too much dark red in it. Look how big those are. And these daylilies, as soon as they bloom, I've decided I'm going to cut them to the ground and see if that holds them back a little bit so they don't start taking over the whole flower bed like they are. These moonflowers that I planted from seed are growing. Looks like only a couple of them came up. They're growing. And these peonies here, I don't think that was a very good location to put them, so I'm going to cut them down. This Jugula here. There's two different colors of it, variegated, and it's kind of sitting there doing nothing. This Euro is getting ready to bloom. I'm pretty sure this has got a red flower on it. And I think that this is either a black-eyed Susan or an echinacea, purple coneflower. This cushion flower I just planted here a couple of days ago needs to be. We have not been getting any water here, any rain here lately. That's what's wrong with this. I just watered this probably less than a couple of days ago, so I need to do some watering. This is a variegated dogwood. It's looking pretty good. I cut it down to the ground last year to keep it from overpowering everything else. These are Solomon seal. They already bloomed this year. Oh, look at those red hardy lilies. See these irises out here, I don't think they're getting enough light because they're not blooming either. Well, this centuriae I moved out here just this summer. Seems to be doing just fine. Here's some hollyhocks I just moved out here. They're doing okay. This here, I'm going to cut it down. It's too weedy. I don't know what it is anyway. But here's this red hardy lily. I think these are phlox. We'll see if I'm right or not, because I planted some phlox this spring. I just don't remember where I planted them at. And this is penstemon. Supposed to attract hummingbirds and everything, and then reseed itself all over the garden, which I hope it does. And look at these regal lilies are getting ready to bloom. I planted just one bulb here, and now there's two great big huge stalks. Last year they got so tall that I had to prop them up so they didn't fall over. But they have big long flowers, and so those big huge tubular white flowers that just weigh the whole stalk over. And this is torch lily. Hummingbirds are supposed to like this. I like to have things that hummingbirds like. And I just planted this last year. Look already how it's increased. And it's only like one little stalk I planted here last year. Here's some more catmint. See now, this catmint here is pretty much by itself except for the honeysuckle. And see how well it's done as comparison to the catmint down here, which is competing with all these daylilies and things. So I'm just going to get rid of the daylilies. And look at this cat. I do love this catmint here. And my roses here, they're still blooming, but I'm going to dig them up, I think. Put them right in front of the house because there's just too many other things here to compete with. And when the daylilies are done blooming, I'm going to cut them down. I need to deadhead these roses here, they're done blooming. Here's more hardy lilies. Here's more geraniums, cranesbill geranium, hardy geranium, whatever you want to call it. And these seeds I planted here have not come up yet. The soil is still kind of moist though, because I've been watering quite a bit. This is a daylily here getting ready to bloom. Boy, these honeysuckles smell good. It'd be nice when I have it all across the top of the swing set here. And I got the trumpet vine that I got from Gurney's last year up here. I've been tying it up, and I want it to go across the top too. Here's some of the honeysuckle that's come all the way over here. I tied it up. I think I must have bent the stem when I was, I broke the stem when I was tying it up. But it was originally planted, this honeysuckle here, down in here somewhere. You can see where it's kind of woody right there. There it is right there. So it was originally planted right there. And it's come all the way up over there. Look how woody, I'm going to pull it aside to see if you can see how woody it is right in here. There. Can you see how woody that is right there? Because it's been there, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years that I planted it there. That was even before I put this swing set here, because I originally was going to just put a post there. And then somebody said to put the swing set here, so I did. That was a good idea. And here's this flower bed that I just reworked this spring. Like a couple weeks ago, but it's doing really good. And these moss roses are really growing. This stuff was a perfectly square sheet, and you just plant the whole flat. And these things here, I don't know what they are, but I set them out here, and because the dirt's been in this flower pot for a long time, pretty dry right now, and when they got wet, they started growing. So I'd like to see what they're going to do, so I'll know what it is. And I'm eventually going to move these taller things out of the front into a flower bed I'm making out back. I love these primroses. I think I like the weedy plants. This is sometimes it's called fireworks, or this is a sedum that's blooming. Yeah, there it is right there. It's this sedum right here that's blooming with these yellow flowers, so you can see that. I can't wait for these. This is a lemon lily. I can't wait for it to bloom. I think it has bloomed once since I put it there a few years back. These I planted earlier this spring are doing good. This one's kind of dry too. We haven't been getting any rain around here this summer. Look at this clematis. All those. Here's rose. Lumbago is blooming right here. Here is some hardy geraniums, almost the same color. I love this plumbago. It's like a ground cover. There's many different kinds of it. Evidently this kind here is just like a ground cover, and it's growing all over here from one little plant. And in this pot here is just some geraniums. I think this winter I'm going to save all my geraniums. These are lemon lilies. They're a kind of daylilies. This is Cassandra. This is just some creeping myrtle that worked its way in here. This is lamium right there. It's just kind of nice having all these little ground covers in here. If you want a really super low maintenance flower bed, that's one way to do it. You just put these different ground covers. My favorite ground cover here is just the plum dago though. And the daylilies is probably, you don't want to have a tall thing in there. And these loose strife, they're not blooming now, but they can get kind of weedy looking. And these daylilies. This is a more dwarf daylily, and I guess I'm not sure of the name. There is a dwarf daylily called Stella d'Oro, and I don't know if this is it or not. But you can see how much smaller this daylily is from this one here. This has only been growing here for a few years, and it's been slowly multiplying. But you can see it's really head high on me. So if you want a more nice dwarf daylily for the front of the house, this one is a lot better. And this here is a hibiscus that I planted, I think a couple years ago, and it was just a bare root, and I even forgot where I bought it. But you can see right in here, there's some blooms coming on. And hibiscus is like a lot of moisture, and they don't start until late in the year. And have a very huge blooms, the size of the palm of your hand. And here is another hibiscus. This hibiscus loves this location. It's right here by the hose. And it's got these blooms here coming on. And right here is some blooms. You can see how big they are right there. Kind of down in there. But look at all these blooms coming on. Because it really likes this location right next to the garden hose. So every time you use the garden hose, it gets wet at the end. And this here is bee balm. And I didn't know it was so big when I planted it here. I cut it to the ground, and then it's grown back this much, just in a month or so. But when I've got one out back that I'll show you, that is waist high. These are American violets. This is lily of the valley, and this is astilbes. They have a large plumey flower. Here's geraniums. I love the smell of geraniums. This lily of the valley has a really nice smell. It has a small, kind of insignificant white bell-shaped flowers, but they really smell good. Here's a hooker. It almost died and that came back. Here is a more heuchera, coral bells. Here's Lunera. This is more coral bells. These are lily of the valleys that I don't want. Here's a geranium. Look at all the new growth on it. And here's another geranium. Here's more begonias. Here's begonia. And another begonia. You can see the little bulbules on them. This is a horrible vine. To get rid of this horrible vine, you can just follow it to the ground. And instead of having to undo it all the way down there, just find it at the base. Here's my herb garden a few days later, after I planted it. See these cucumbers, they made the move just fine in July. And look at them, they're doing great. And these zinnias, I planted these from seed earlier this year. And that is seed that I saved from last year. Here's some nasturtiums. These look different because of the leaves have a darkish color. Here's some more creeping thyme. Here is forget-me-not right here. And basil. This is going to be a nice herb garden. And there's some cosmos. Look at that. I don't know what kind of butterfly that is. It's on this. This is bee balm. Morning glory I don't want. Let's just get rid of it. So yeah, my herb garden is doing just great. The daylilies are blooming like crazy. So this is getting to be the time of year where we have all these blooms. I guess you might call it the height of the garden. Although these daylilies are pretty mashed like this, but it's really hard to grow them with other things because they just take over. Pink cushion flower. This is a nice hardy lily. This Stachys byzantia, and when it blooms, you can see it's getting ready to, it'll have blue flowers. So it's nice and pretty. It volunteered there. These lilies over here are blooming. Look at that. Like 4 days babysitting for our grandchildren. And so here is what the garden looks like after it's been ignored for 4 days. These lilies here have bloomed since we were gone. Well, isn't that nice? And they have a really good smell. These here are done blooming and need to be deadheaded. This looks like it's going to be echinacea starting to bloom. Here's yarrow cerise queen. This is a pincushion flower. I just planted it this year. This is lamb's ear. It's getting ready to bloom. It's got tall purple flowers. And this is centuriae. Sometimes it's called cornflower. These are going to be tiger lilies when they bloom. They're one of my favorites. Now this is my phlox. I've been wanting to have phlox for so long, and I think I bought these this spring, and they're blooming now. Moss roses or portulaca. This is, Julie likes them because there's so many different colors on the blooms. And this is just some sedum that I planted. It was like a whole tray, and you plant the whole tray, and it's kind of lost its rectangular shape now. But I like to have this whole flower bed covered with moss roses, a bunch of geraniums I planted in here. I guess these flowers need to come off. Black raspberries. You can tell when they're ripe, they turn black, and the red ones are not ripe yet. You look at all the black ones. It's just impossible to keep them picked. Of course, we've been gone for 4 days, so I don't help. Very good though.